Welcome! In the previous video, we compiled some function parameters and function return types into C code, and in this one, we're going to start parsing integers. We can begin by adding a new token kind called token integer. After that, we need to add a new predicate to the sv.h file called sv_isDigit. And once again, this is exactly what you expect. We are just wrapping the isDigit function from C-type library. After that, in the tokenizer.h file, in the function called shop, we can attempt to shop an integer using the sv_isDigit predicate. And like we did in other places, we can check if the count is greater than 0. If that's the case, we can assign the token integer kind to the result kind. And now we need to do something a little bit different because we need to store the integer as a int64. And in this case, the int64 type can be found in the stdint library. Alright, so if we go back to the tokenizer.h file, we can start by assigning 0 to the integer value of the result, and then loop through the string view we just shopped. And for every character, we are going to accumulate it to the result value integer. After that, we can just return the result like in other instances. So now, inside the ast.h file, we can add the ast integer kinds. Then we can add the integer value. We must not forget to include the stdint.h. We can add the function signature for the ast value make integer function and the function signature for the ast new integer from tokens function. The implementation of the make function is very simple, and the implementation for the new function also has nothing special. Now, to parse an integer, we just need to add this if condition. We check if the current token is an integer, and then we call the ast new integer from tokens. Now, inside the main.c file, we can include int types. And then inside the dump ast function, we can add this new case for ast integer. And the last thing we need to do is to update the writer.h file by first including int types, and then modify the write expression function to handle the case of ast integer. Now, if we uncomment out the dump ast code and run the script for the following demo, you can see that inside the main function, we have a function call of the function something with the arguments of integer, of type integer with the value 42. Now I'm going to add a little bonus to the current video by modifying the parse function call function to accept multiple arguments instead of just one. We can begin by deleting this line to shift the left parenthesis. Then we can replace all of this code by this code. We are using the ast collect tuple while function that we implemented a few videos ago, and we are parsing expressions while, well, this is a tuple. We are collecting them inside the arguments variable, and if we get any error, we just report it. After that, we can also delete this line, since this ast collect tuple while function already consumes the token right parenthesis. And that's pretty much it. As you can see, we are now able to parse multiple arguments in the function call, and we actually have less code than previously. Now, if we run our script for the current demo code that has a printf called with a format and an argument, in this case 2 arguments for the printf function call, you'll be able to see that we are now able to parse multiple function arguments. Since our writer already supports the printing out of multiple function arguments, we can comment out the dump ast code and comment out the writer code and execute our scripts. This current demo code was compiled into this C code. As you can see, we have the main function with a printf called that has a format and then the argument. Now if we uncomment out these 2 lines in our script and we run the script once again, you can see that the result is 42. In this case, we can also update the demo file to include a new line after printing out the number and run the script again. And now we get 42 as a result. And this is how you parse and compile integers and support multiple arguments in a function call. In the next video, we are going to add the return statement to our language.